This episode walks through four separate stories that all quietly point to the same shift. AI is no longer just something you talk to, it's becoming something that actually works with you. All right, let's roll straight into it because there's a lot happening at once and the dots are starting to connect. First up is this whole GPT 5.5 situation, the thing people keep calling garlic. Nobody at OpenAI has officially said the name, but enough leaks are floating around that the community has basically accepted that GPT 5.5 is at least a real internal target. The big thing everyone is talking about is that it's not meant to be some flashy, moonshot, multimodal monster. It's supposed to be a very deliberate step focused on coding, logical reasoning, and efficiency. Leaks are claiming that Garlic is trained on a smaller dataset than GPT-5 or even GPT 5.2. That sounds backward until you think about what they're trying to fix. Instead of brute forcing scale, the rumor is they're tightening the reasoning loop. Better math, better debugging, better handling of big code bases. Benchmarks floating around suggest GPT 5.5 could outperform Google's Gemini 3 and Anthropic's Opus 4.5, specifically on coding and logic tasks, and also beat GPT 5.2 on coding and math challenges. The idea is that this thing would act like a real pair programmer. You drop it into a messy repo, it understands the structure, it doesn't panic when files reference each other, and it can debug larger code bases without collapsing into hallucinations. The goal seems to be lowering the bar for non-coders, so people who don't live in IDEs all day can still build functioning apps. But there's also a big warning attached to all this. People are already hyping stuff like perfect memory, dynamic inference paths, massive context windows, even full video generation baked in. The video that broke this down was pretty blunt. Don't fall for it. There is zero credible evidence that GPT 5.5 will ship with magic memory or insane context sizes, and there's no sign that major multimodal upgrades like native video generation are coming in this release. Timing is another question mark. Some are saying early 2026, but OpenAI is under pressure from Gemini 3 on Google's side and Anthropic on Claude's side, so it's not impossible they skip straight to GPT-6. The community is cautious because GPT-5 was wildly overhyped, and when it landed, expectations didn't line up with reality, so the mood this time is wait for receipts. Now, here's where things start to get interesting. While people are speculating about GPT 5.5, OpenAI quietly dropped something that's already real, ChatGPT Health. This is a dedicated health and wellness space inside ChatGPT. It's designed to pull together fragmented health data, medical records, wellness apps, lab results, and give people personalized guidance, not generic blog post stuff. It's built to help you understand test results, prep for doctor visits, and even make informed insurance decisions. They're making a big deal about privacy here. ChatGPT Health runs with separate encryption and isolated memory, meaning your health data isn't just mixed into your normal chats. Early access is rolling out slowly, and it's not available in the EEA, Switzerland, or the UK right now. Everyone else is getting it in waves. At the same time, OpenAI also revealed they're training an advanced AI system for office work, not code, office work. It's trained on real administrative tasks and is meant to outperform humans at things like admin workflows, content creation, customer support, legal prep, and finance tasks. This is the part that makes people nervous because they're not talking about assistance, they're talking about replacement level performance. They even admitted there's a capability overhang. That's their phrase for models being smarter than how we actually use them. In other words, the intelligence isn't the bottleneck anymore. Workflows are. This ties directly into another thing they shared. GPT 5.2, through a system called Poetique, just beat humans on ARC-AGI 2. That benchmark measures abstract reasoning and general intelligence. Poetique scored 75% accuracy. Average humans score 60%. That's not a rounding error, that's a real gap. And the scary part is why it worked. They didn't just scale the model bigger, they built a meta system architecture that focuses on orchestration, how the model is used, how tools are layered, how tasks are broken apart. That's the same theme popping up again. Intelligence is here, now it's about how you plug it into real work. Which brings us to Anthropic and this thing called co-work. They originally built Claude Code expecting developers to use it for coding. What actually happened is people started using it for everything else, organizing files, writing reports, cleaning up folders. So Anthropic built co-work, which is basically Claude with hands. It's a research preview right now for Claude Max subscribers on Mac OS. You give Claude access to one folder on your machine, just one folder you choose. Inside that sandbox, it can read files, edit them, create new ones. You can tell it to reorganize your downloads folder, rename files, build a spreadsheet of expenses from screenshots, or draft a report from messy notes. The difference between cowork and normal chat is agency. Once you give it a task, it plans the steps and works through them, checking in with you as it goes. You don't babysit every move. It's built on the same foundations as Claude Code, but packaged so non-developers can actually use it. It gets even stronger when you connect it to external connectors or pair it with Claude and Chrome. Now it can handle tasks that require browsing too. You don't have to keep pasting context. You can queue tasks in parallel. It stops feeling like a conversation and starts feeling like leaving sticky notes to a coworker. They're careful about control though. You decide what folders it can see. It can't touch anything else. It asks before doing anything significant, but they don't sugarcoat the risks. Cowork can delete files if you tell it to. If your instructions are vague, damage is possible. There's also the risk of prompt injection. If Claude reads malicious content online, that content could try to mess with its instructions. Anthropic says they've built defenses, but agent safety is still an active problem. This isn't theoretical anymore. This is real AI doing real things on your real machine. Right now, it's Mac OS only, but they've said Windows support and cross-device sync are coming. Claude Mac subscribers can try it immediately. Everyone else can join the waitlist. And if you're wondering why all of this feels connected, here's the final piece of the puzzle: the collapse of traditional coding tutorials. Maximilian Schwarzmuller, who's been making dev content forever, basically said what everyone's noticing. Long-form coding tutorials are dying. Part of it's attention, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, all that. YouTube Shorts alone pulls in over 70 billion views every single day. People don't want to sit through 30 minutes of setup. Part of it is the job market. During the pandemic, there was insane overhiring in tech. That wave is gone. Demand cooled. Fewer people are jumping into coding, which means fewer people are watching intro tutorials. But the biggest shift is AI. Tools like ChatGPT give instant answers. Instead of watching a 30-minute video, you ask a question and you get working code immediately. You can even ask follow-ups tailored to your exact problem. That convenience is powerful, but it comes with a trap. Maximilian called it stupidity hell. If you blindly trust AI outputs without understanding them, your skills don't grow. You stop thinking, you stop verifying, you stop reading documentation. His argument is that the future isn't anti-AI, it's blended learning. Use AI to move fast, but keep human guidance in the loop. Question the output, research, check official docs, ask smart follow-ups, actually run the code and see what breaks. He also pointed out that YouTube's algorithm now favors specialized channels. If you mix tutorials with other content, you get buried. That's another reason big general coding channels are struggling. Even so, he's not quitting. He's adopting. He's planning a new free course on Academind because the need for structured learning hasn't vanished. It's just changed shape. When you zoom out, this all lines up in a weird way. GPT 5.5 is rumored to focus on coding and logic, not spectacle. ChatGPT Health is stepping into personal data. GPT 5.2 is beating humans on abstract reasoning through orchestration. Cowork is turning chatbots into actual coworkers. And coding tutorials are fading because people are learning directly from AI in real time. This isn't about smarter models anymore, it's about systems. Who can build the best workflows? Who can safely give AI just enough power to be useful without letting it wreck everything? That's where things are headed, whether we're ready or not. And that's it for today. I'll see you in the next one.